Welcome back to Wrestling World. Today we'll be getting into what's going on with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair being removed from the Wrestlemania poster, and possibly Wrestlemania itself. Let's start things off with the latest news on Sasha Banks vs Bianca Belair. The match is confirmed for day 1 of WrestleMania. WWE has been advertising it as WrestleMania's main event. Usually there's one main event, but with WrestleMania being 2 nights this year, WWE can technically have 2 main event spots. Everyone assumed that Sasha and Bianca would easily take the main event spot for day 1, but there's growing fear among the fans that WWE could be looking at Bobby Lashley vs Drew McIntyre to main event day number 1. If true, this would be devastating, especially due to the fact that WWE already confirmed that Sasha and Bianca would main event. But now it feels like WWE is backtracking out of that commitment. They're even posting questions and other posts about what matches should main event WrestleMania. Did they just forget everything that they've just been promising and saying over the last few weeks? WWE was first saying that Edge and Bianca's decisions would determine the 2 WrestleMania main events. Royal Rumble winners will get their title match in the main event picture. But now, it definitely seems like they're taking away, or at least considering taking away, the main event spot from Sasha and Bianca. Fans fought back hard and started tweeting out the hashtag of main event Banks vs Belair in support of Sasha and Bianca main eventing night number 1. Even WWE superstars themselves tweeted out that hashtag in support of Sasha and Bianca main eventing night 1. It's been chaos on social media between fans that want Sasha and Bianca to main event and some fans that want Lashley and McIntyre to main event. This shouldn't even be a topic of discussion. WWE's logic is win the Royal Rumble, headline WrestleMania. It's simple. That's it. That's your WrestleMania main events. The Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair, gets her main event spot, and the Men's Royal Rumble winner, Edge, gets his main event spot. Anything other than that would technically be the wrong decision and makes winning the Royal Rumble pointless. WWE even posted a graphic with 4 matches asking fans which one should main event WrestleMania, which brings us back to wonder, why is this even a question to begin with? Scratch Asuka vs Rhea Ripley off that list right away. It's going to be a great match for sure, but Asuka hasn't had a proper in-depth feud with anyone dating back all the way to last summer. Rhea Ripley just showed up a few weeks left before WrestleMania. There's just too much holes there. It's not worth a main event spot. Bobby Lashley vs Drew McIntyre is great. There's a lot of story there. Lashley has won the title for the first time after a 16-year journey, and McIntyre never really lost the title straight up, so there's a lot to touch on there. This match was just confirmed for WrestleMania a few days ago. Even though it's the WWE title, it's not a long enough build-up and storyline that's worthy of the main event spot. Sasha and Bianca have been getting hyped up since January, and the match includes a Royal Rumble winner. So it really should be a no-brainer about what match should main event WrestleMania. But you never know with WWE. I could definitely see WWE to start advertising both nights of WrestleMania to have co-main events. This is a weak strategy they've used before, where they'll say the last 2 or 3 matches on the card are all co-main events. But that doesn't work. Everyone just looks at the last match as the main event. Falling back to the co-main event strategy isn't going to get them out of this hole. Again, this shouldn't be a discussion. Both Royal Rumble winners should have a main event spot. But WWE has made it a discussion and they're breaking their own logic. What match do you think should main event WrestleMania? Charlotte Flair is back in the news this week after some questions have started to come up about her WrestleMania status. Charlotte came out on Raw a few weeks ago and said that she wanted to face Asuka at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's title. Given who Charlotte is and her history of having a title match at every WrestleMania since 2016, everyone assumed that her promo on Raw was basically confirmation that we'll see Charlotte vs Asuka at WrestleMania. But a lot has occurred since that Raw promo. Charlotte's fiance, Andrade, put in his request to be released from WWE So that was definitely a big situation for Charlotte. Charlotte did also miss a few episodes of Raw in recent weeks because she was sick and recovering at home. The other thing that caused a lot of discussion with Charlotte was the WrestleMania poster. WWE tweeted out a WrestleMania poster that featured Charlotte standing alongside the other top WWE superstars. But WWE reposted that graphic later that day and fully removed Charlotte from the WrestleMania graphic. That led many fans to wonder if that meant Charlotte wasn't going to appear at WrestleMania. Charlotte did advertise the WrestleMania tickets going on sale, but the picture she posted was a WrestleMania graphic of just herself, not the traditional one of all the superstars that everyone else was using. So that brought up some questions as well. What's going on there? Why did WWE take the time to edit out Charlotte Flair and post the official WrestleMania poster without her? There's also a rumor that Charlotte Flair has landed a big acting role as well, so does that have something to do with this as well? There's just so many unanswered questions here. Charlotte was previously a lock-in for WrestleMania, but with these rumors going on right now with this poster and obviously her illness, her status for WrestleMania has become unclear. It looks like Charlotte vs. Asuka was WWE's original plans, and it made sense. Charlotte was literally the only credible WrestleMania opponent for Asuka, since WWE hasn't built up a single woman on Raw to face Asuka. Charlotte was the only option, but with Charlotte now out of the WrestleMania picture, WWE was forced to go with an emergency backup plan, and that's Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is an outstanding young and gifted WWE superstar coming off such a hot run in NXT. But the way the match was booked was a bit weird and unusual. Rhea Ripley, on her first official day on the main roster, comes out to confront Asuka, declares herself #1 contender for the women's title, and skips the line of the entire Raw women's locker room. Then, seconds later, WWE makes the match official, and Rhea Ripley suddenly had a WrestleMania title match for the Raw title without doing a single thing on Raw. It's going to be a great match, no doubt about it, but the WWE logic is a bit broken. Can any NXT superstar just come out and instantly get a WrestleMania title match on their first night as a part of the main roster? Not only that, but it's the same sort of issue that happened to Carmella recently, where a superstar shows up and gets included into the title picture right away, and there's nowhere for them to really go after that. Part of the fun about becoming champion is the long route and journey to getting to that title opportunity, gaining that momentum and hype over time. Similar to what happened with Bianca Belair, that was a perfect slow rise to become a top contender. Same thing we've seen for stories like Becky Lynch, Daniel Bryan, and others. These underdog stories that have a long road to the title, that gives fans some time to get invested in their journeys and stories to become a champion. Giving someone a title match on their first match just really cuts off all that fun and journey to get to that point. So that is the unfortunate part for Rhea Ripley. I think it would have been great to see her have this great journey to the title. But with Charlotte being out for WrestleMania, maybe this was an emergency backup. They didn't have any other option. So nothing you can really do there. But what are your thoughts on what's going on with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair and everything else with Charlotte Flair? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.